You maybe tell us what is happening right now.
Good morning. Well, right now the standoff still continues between police and the residents that are protesting. Well, much of them that are part of the group look like school children as well. And it looks like it's not a situation where it's just the parents and pupils that now are protesting. It looks like the situation now has become some sort of a gangsterism thing, and where people are just using violence now to try and commit crime. There's been petrol bombs that have been thrown at police officials, as well as damaging of police vehicles. And they've also used rocks to stone other cars that are trying to go through as well. So police officers have opened rubber bullets. We've been told that there has been no live ammunition. There are a few people that we spoke to that have been injured in the cross of the community members that are trying to attack police officers and police officials that are trying to retaliate and also disperse crowds by using water cannons and stun grenades to try and disperse crowds and just to separate the people from, forming groups that are now trying to attack police officers. They've been at it since 6:30 this morning, and it's still continuing. The situation still remains very, very tense. We did try and speak to the Northern Areas Education Forum. We spoke to Richard Dry, who is the secretary there, who then told us that, they didn't plan on this protest being a violent protest. It was a protest where parents were just trying to voice their depression and concern of the shortage and the situation that their schools are in. But obviously it has gone in the totally different direction, where community members have now taken this as an opportunity, and they're saying to become violent. So the situation right now is very violent. The northern areas are closed off to any entrance or exit. So many people haven't been able to go to work today. All the schools, about a number of 56 schools, have been closed since this morning. You'll remember that last week it was a number of 23 on a Tuesday, and then it went up to almost 40 schools on Thursday. But now it's totally closed off. We have also spoken to the Department of Education, who says they are still in communication with the parents. Last night, the HOD within the district of Port Elizabeth had a long meeting that ran right through the night, trying to, calm parents down and tell them that they are trying to do things to sort out the situation. But the parents have come to say, it's either you fix all our problems or the whole area will remain closed until further notice.
What are some of the problems that the parents have raised?
Some of the problems that they've raised amongst teacher shortage are the teachers that aren't being paid, which are your temp teachers, that the SGBs say they then have to cough up the money, which is not enough to keep these teachers in the system, because they can only raise about 3,000 Rand, which is not enough for someone to take home as a salary at the end of the month. They don't have any admin staff. They don't have cleaning staff. They don't have people that guard the school, so the school then becomes vulnerable to break-ins as well as the vandalizing of the schools throughout the holidays. And because the northern areas is a area in Port Elizabeth that is also vulnerable to gangsterism, where gangsterism is very popular in that area, children are then exposed to drugs and people coming into the school, selling the children drugs or using the children to sell drugs, because the security within the school is not of standard that they feel will give their children quality education. So the schools then remain dirty, and the buildings are dilapidating. So they say the children are being robbed of quality education. So they want all of their demands met within the same period, where the Department of Education is saying, they can't really do that within a fast period. They need to sort of break things down one by one. Last year, you'll remember that the MEC gave over about 122 posts for them to fill, and then that is what then resulted to this. Last week, the department came out to say that of the 122, only 56 schools actually applied to have those posts filled. So that is why there's still a lack of teacher shortage. So the department say they are trying on their side, but they need the SGBs and parents to meet them halfway.
Is there ongoing discussions currently with the parents and the Department of Education?
Yes, there are still ongoing discussions. We've been told right now by the spokesperson, Loiso Pulumane, who says the MEC of Education is coming tomorrow morning to come and speak to the unhappy parents.
Poti, that's our reporter on the scene in Port Elizabeth. Now,